self, spirit, consciousness, force of life. And at an atomic level, the term word might be coming from Atma itself. It's realization of your connection of everything, how it is happening in the physiology. It's the expression of consciousness. That's why the mind is having a connection to everything else what is happening. So the mind is called as Atindriya. Atindriya, it is beyond the sense organs. The sense organs function only when the mind is associated with it. How many times it has happened to you that you are sitting in the class and you're thinking about something else, what is going on in your life, and about 10 minutes later you come back in the class and the whole thing has happened and you haven't really understood what was going on in the class for 10 minutes. I can see it in your eyes when it's happening, because you're not even here. You're somewhere else. Okay? You're planning where to go for lunch, you're talking about what to do for this evening, you're planning about God knows what to do, but you're out there. So when you're physically present, when you're looking at me, you are hearing my voice, nothing is being registered because you're fully occupied by what you're doing with this guy later in the evening or whatever. Okay? Because the absence of mind with that sensory organ, it doesn't register the information. It doesn't. So it is a conjunction of the mind with the sensory faculty, with the object, what it is watching and doing, is to do that. If you're gobbling your hot dog while watching a soccer game or a football Monday night, or you're doing a window shopping, nothing is happening because you're looking at something on the window, you're walking, you're running around, making sure that you're not bumping on people, and you're gobbling on your hot dog. You won't even taste what it is, whether it is mustard or mayonnaise or ketchup or this or that, nothing. In few minutes later, you have reached from one block to second block and the whole hot dog has gone down, but you haven't even experienced, you haven't even recognized the taste, what it was all about. Many times when people are just gobbling their food, they're not even there to present the experience, the taste of the food. They're not able to listen to things, what is going on. They're completely gone. They're not able to focus and listen to what is going on. So how do you train your senses to be present? You must have heard about Eckhart Tolle talking about the power of now. Sadhya. Sadhya means at the moment, presence. Being vigilant, being witnessing what it is happening now. Not taking yourself in the past, not taking yourself in the future. So, Atindriya, mind should be associated with the action, what is going on at that time. And many times, to focus on that for such a long time is a very tiring experience. Can you imagine yourself listening to these kind of things, what we're talking in the class for 10 full hours, and then going back in the evening, your whole head is spinning. I mean, if you have experienced in the last few classes, isn't it? That there is so much of sensory overload, you have heard so many things, you have taken yourself whole mind, analyzing, processing, dissecting, listening different words, noting it down, taking notes, asking questions. Everything has become so tiring that your senses are exhausting, that you really don't want to see anything, listen to anything, talk to anyone at the end of the day. It happens, isn't it? Because it's too much of senses. It's too much of sensory overload that it keeps on coming. Because your mind has to be from point A to point B to constantly. It's juggling. It's overworked. It is stressed out. It is stressed out because you are the one which is taking it from place to place B. I always tell to my client that you have been dragging your active mind and you have been dragging your tired body behind your active mind. The body is exhausted with these sensory experiences that you are keeping yourself alive. But how can you get your mind into your body, and how can you bring your body into your mind? So mind is an ear, mind is the energy behind the ears, mind is an eye of an eye, is the energy behind the eyes. So it is the mental faculty which drives the sensory faculty. Hearing is more about listening, touching is more about feeling, seeing is more about witnessing, watching and observing, eating is more about savoring, smelling is more about fragrance. So It can pervade the entire field of perception. It does not have one location. It pervades the entire body. And the most important is the field of action of your mind is either you like it or you don't like it. Okay? You are trying to judge constantly with everything that you are experiencing. I tell that there are 6 tastes in Ayurveda, with sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter and astringent. I hope you know these words, isn't it? Sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter and astringent. But in this country we know only 2 tastes. One is yum, the other is yuck. Okay? Either I like it or I don't like it. Okay? So when you are constantly dealing with either I want it or I don't want it or I hate it. If you see your kids saying these things all the time, I love it, I hate it, or I like it, I don't like it, or you just get in between, I don't care. These are all signs of a stressed out mind, where you're not even available to understand that what it is without making yourself feel like it or not like it. Do you understand the difference what I'm saying? What is the difference in between when you like it and when you don't like it? Can you like something which you don't like? And can you dislike something which you really like? That's what you're trying to do with beans and rice and couscous and chocolate and things like that. So you're trying to allow this pendulum not to swing between these 2 extremities of desire, which is ichcha, and aversion, which is dvesha. The mind makes you happy, excited, joyful, eager, sad, depressed, anxious, frustrated, stressed, angry, greedy, and delusional at times. So we have to make sure that where the mind is located, as I said, it's in the heart and the brain both. These are the 2 seats of consciousness. They are called as hridaya. Hridaya means heart, but that heart is correlated. It's called as mastishka. Which is brain, and hridayam, which is heart. And it is a correlation between your heart and the brain both. So the pranavaha nadis emerge from the seat of consciousness, and it circulates the prana and the consciousness everywhere in the body. When the nadis are blocked, and we'll talk about it, that's where the experiences are not coming to you properly. So the manovasrotas, which is an important channel of communication, is centered in the heart and functions through the brain. The field of action is entire body. So what you like, dislike, and the mind and the mental faculties, they all originate in the heart and pervade the whole body. The office is upstairs and the residence is downstairs. The office is upstairs and the residence is downstairs. So all the activities that you're going to carry out through the brain should be governed and centered through the heart. So we'll talk a little bit more about it. Any questions about anything we have discussed so far? Yeah.
It says the mind is atomic inside, but then when I think of the mind, I think of the brain and the nervous system and everything. So how could it be atomic in size?
Well, the atomic in size, it means it has an impact for every cellular level. It is connected to every little cell in the body in terms of every thought processes which is going on at every cellular level. It is related with carrying the degree of intelligence, information, nutrients to every cellular quality of the body itself. So every food will have a nourishing effect on the body, will also have a nourishing effect on your mind as such. If you're eating foods which are going to have a lot of vata aggravating effect, will affect your mind adversely and make it more pacey and rajasic in nature. If you eat really hot and spicy food, it will make your mind that way. So there's a correlation that your mind does have an organic presence where you can either nourish it with the right kind of foods and experience to make it behave in certain ways, or you can train it at an organic level with the right kind of food and behavior so that it doesn't behave in certain ways. So when we say at an atomic level, it simply means your mind is body and your body is mind. That's what it simply means. Does it make
So
sense?
your mind goes everywhere in your body.
It does, at every cellular aspect of your body. Every little cell, 50 trillion cells, has its own mind. It communicates, it talks, it reacts, and it behaves inexactly. It has almost an instinctual behavior, what is coordinated with how the nervous system is processing. So when you are happy, every cell of your body is happy. When you're unhappy, every cell of your body is unhappy. So it is at every cellular level. I would say your mind is body and your body is mind. Good, what else? Let's take a few minute break, couple of minutes, and we'll talk on the mind in relation